Andreas here, Asia Mind Dynamics, Tuesday evening. You know the time. I'm here together today with Kathleen and Terence. And some of you might know them actually, because they are the people to go to in Malaysia and maybe even Asia if you want to get out of the rat race and achieve financial freedom today as fast as possible. So in our coaching series earlier, we spoke about what it takes to get certified and also that you need to specialize yourself in a certain area. Something very, very beautiful, namely something to help people get out of the rat race and achieve financial freedom. So I would say, why don't you introduce yourself first, Kathleen and Terence?
Hi, my name is Kathleen, and great to meet with all of you. I'm actually an investor and trader. I focus on the US market. I started trading about 24 years back for Malaysian market. And after that, I transitioned to trading the US market. And overall, I have traded US stocks, options, futures, CFDs, as well as Forex. And now we have actually, myself and my husband, Terence, we have started a company way back in 2009 to focus on educating people on how they can invest and trade in the right way, so that you don't gamble your money, but instead you grow it systematically through a proper plan, structured way of investing in stocks, as well as properly plan out how to manage the risk. Yeah. So this is what we do right now, and I'm both a trainer and coach, and Terence runs the company. Yeah, I'll let him introduce himself then.
Hey Terence, say something about yourself.
I'm Terence. So myself and Kathleen, we are very blessed in the way that we are able to do almost everything together.
Yes.
Including all our trading and investing journey, as well as starting and building up this company to help people to live a life that is free from financial worries.
Yes.
So if this is what you want, ask us questions.
Yes.
The questions might not yet come, though we got to talk first.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But if you ask questions, that's your time now, your chance now to type any question that you want to have and to answer it from two gurus in Malaysia who are really, really great in investment, in trading, and they have achieved a lot in their life and have helped tens of thousands, I believe, people in the meantime to actually achieve certain financial freedom. I can't see who is there right now, but hello to you first, okay? Thank you for joining. I'm here together with Kathleen and Terence from Beyond Insight, a trading company, investment company, helping people to achieve financial freedom, getting out of the rat race. We just introduced them. These are the two gurus in Malaysia and Asia to ask, having trained tens of thousands of people to actually get out of the rat race. I call rat race when you are working in your normal life and a 9-to-5 job maybe, and then start something which you describe very much on financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. So let's just get started first. And what did it take you? About you, I know you worked in Intel before. That's when I got to know you actually.
Yes.
What did it take you to move from Intel, a beautiful company, a very rewarding company, over to doing your own thing?
So I worked in AMD for 5 years and Intel for 12 years, and my last role was managing an automation team of 102 people for Intel. And what makes me come out from the corporate environment and do full-time investment and trading is because all this while I thought that with my pay at that time, which is close to 20,000 before I resigned, was good enough for me to retire financially free. At the time, the retirement age was 55. So when I worked out my financial plan, I was surprised that it's not enough, given the inflation that I factor in about 6%. I'm not a high spender. I was just looking at if I need about 10,000 ringgit a month, upon retirement, then how much do I need to save per month right now? And it worked out to be 12,500. So even with my pay at the time, it was quite challenging for me to save that much, right? Because we still have to pay the house installment, car installment, and I believe in education, so I invest a lot in educating myself part-time, on things that the university does not teach you. So
that's important. The university doesn't teach you.
Yes, university doesn't teach you how to manage your money, right? How to invest, and how to have a passionate and fulfilling relationship, right? And on personal development, how to bring out the best in you, how to overcome your limiting belief, right? How to be an entrepreneur as well, like how to be a great investor and trader. And those are the courses that I attended part-time, and how to be a great coach as well. So, having said that, right, when I work out that financial plan, I realized that I can only save about 2,000 to 3,000 ringgit a month. So that's not 12,500. So, which means I will never get to be retiring financially free. And that gave me a wake-up call. And I was actually pretty sad for 1 whole week. Yeah, and that was when I took my trading seriously. Right, I started trading way back in 1993. Right, so I was basically investing part-time, and I didn't take it as serious as when I worked on my plan. How serious was that? When I know that it become a must, it's no longer a should. I trade almost every day since January 2005 is when I started to make it a must. And in that 3 years after that, I set a goal to see if my part-time trading income can, overcome or be the same at least as my full-time income. I wasn't even looking at being rich at the time. I just want to have more time. I want to have less stress, right? So if my trading income can just replace even my net income, I'm happy enough to resign. And sure enough, when you set a goal, I set a 3 years goal to trade part-time, and I only missed 5 trading days in that 3 years. That was how serious I am.
That was 1,000 days and 3 days missed. Woo!
Yeah. And the light at the end of the tunnel is when you really put in that commitment. It's amazing things happen, and even myself, I couldn't believe it. It really came true, and my part-time trading income was able to replace my full-time income, and I was ready to resign at that time. So yeah.
If you like what you hear, why don't you give a great like button right now? Press the like button. Also, if you can hear us clearly, why don't you type yes, I can hear you, yes, it's great, or so, because Kathleen, thank you for the like. Whoever that is, thank you, I can't see it right now. Just give us more likes, it's wonderful. You want to say something, Terence? I would like if you were able to share something about the must versus should, or should versus must, or must versus should part. Or you want to say something about that one? Or you want to just move in, Terence, and say something?
Since he's my husband, he actually seen exactly what I've gone through during those years.
How was it for you, Terence, as a suffering husband?
Well, it was worth it. Let me put it that way. So to elaborate on what Andreas meant by must and should, I know a lot of people, they think that they have a goal in life.
Hey, Nelly.
And the way they think about their goals is something like this. I should be wealthy. I should be fit. I should be healthy. I should have an awesome relationship. I should have this, and I should have that. And what usually happens, after a few years is that, everything is what should have been.
Yes.
Regret, right?
Yeah.
I should have done something different, no?
Yeah.
So what made the difference is that we made it a must.
Yes.
And
right.
we made it a must because of the reasons that Kathleen explained earlier. So the question that I think we all need to ask ourselves if we have certain goal to achieve is, what will make it a must for us instead of a should? What will make it a non-negotiable for us that we must do it? There is no negotiation. There's no if, no should, no but, nothing else.
Only trading. And what have you achieved now? What is your life right now?
Oh, okay. If I would just do investment and trading, that will take me less than 1 hour a day.
Less than 1 hour a day.
Yes,
Can you believe that?
Yes.
Less than 1 hour a day. Can you give her another like on that one? How would it be for you to just work less than 1 hour per day and still have a good life, great life?
Because I have, of course, when I first started, I won't be able to do that.
Of course.
Because my capital is small. And I'll just give you some, background about this. since I started investing in Malaysia stock market in 1993, and I don't come from a rich family. It takes me 1 whole year of saving up. That time I was working as a programmer before I can even buy my first lot of shares. Yeah. Which is, a starting trading account was 2,000 ringgit. So when I first invest in the US market, I started with 5,000 US. That was in 1997. Yeah, now you can actually start with a lesser amount, like 2,000 US account is good enough to start with. And there's even paper trading account. You can just learn first, and when you have the money, then only you put in the money. So when I start off with that 5,000 account, of course that 5,000 is not enough for me to be financially free. So I have to build up the critical mass to where it is today. That's significant enough that even a 5% is more than enough for my 5% of the capital return is more than enough, for my regular expenses. Yeah. So.
Appreciate all of you being here already right now. So why would you like to take the initiative effort here right now to also share this video with your friends on your timeline? Because I think it's great information we are getting here. And let me just check if there's anybody. Hey, Yin Yin says, hi Kathleen, great to see you again after 2 days. You want to say hello to Yin Yin?
Hi Yin Yin, good to see you.
Absolutely great, it's very important. I think it's good information you are getting here already. Hi Matt, yes, a regular. Hi Kai, I hope you are still here. Nelly, wonderful to see you. So it's good information you are getting here right now. Do you miss going back to work?
Oh my God, definitely not. But I do miss at that time when before I resigned from Intel, I thought that would be something that I would be very happy about, But after, it just took me about 1 to 2 months. I started feeling a bit empty inside.
After I left Intel.
Initially it was really a paradise, right? I don't have to answer 100 over emails a day.
100 over emails a day. Woo! Okay.
So, and the other part is the stress of managing people, managing performance review for 100 over people in the quota systems. But after 1 to 2 months, I start to feel a bit empty because I have high connection needs. I didn't realize that until it happened, and
connection needs means you need to meet people, see people,
yes. I need
relate to people.
Yeah, maybe it's a women thing. I need to talk. I need to talk. And that time, there's no Facebook yet, or Facebook is not popular yet in Malaysia. So. And I was just alone at home. My husband was still working for another 2 years in Job Street. He was a product manager. So it was just me and a computer. Although I have a strong passion in investment and trading, basically I call myself a full-time trader at that time because in the morning I will trade the Australia market, right, and Australia Forex market. Then in the afternoon I will trade the Euro market. Euro US, Euro Japanese yen is my favorite pair, Forex. And at night I will be trading the US market. Yeah, because I have my full time, and I really want to. It's something that I really want to master the overall financial instrument, and it's not just stocks. And I have strong interest in that. But later I realized that I cannot just be, trading full time, especially when my husband resigned 2 years later. Right? I need to spend time with him, and after all the exposure,
you got a connection need as well.
Yes. After that, I realized that the US market is still the best. It's not about. I realized it's not about trading so many instruments. You just need to be focused. So let's come back to the part on when I feel empty is in Intel. I always have people to go out for lunch with me.
Oh, okay. That's why you had to resign to go for lunch with her.
So I felt very lonely if no one invite me for lunch.
Okay. Wow.
And as a manager, I get to pick where I sit when we move from Penang to Cyberjaya.
Okay.
And I will make sure that I sit in a location where definitely my staff will pass by. And they can't miss me to go for lunch. Yeah, that's how high my connection is. And so when I came out, I moved to Ampang because it's closer to his workplace, right?
Okay.
So instead of Cyberjaya. And there's no max highway at that time, Putrajaya, Cyberjaya highway. And it would take 1 hour to go there. It doesn't make sense for me to drive 1 hour to have lunch with them. No. And even to go downtown to Job Street, right? I mean, it's hard to park there. So I usually have to eat alone, and that's when I feel empty. Yeah, I end up eating Maggie mee a lot at that time because I just didn't want to go out. And so that was when I realized something was missing, but I wasn't too clear as to what was creating that initially. Until I was helping one of my Forex guru to be a coach part-time.
All right.
So he has a lot of students, I've helped him to coach about 1,000 students. And each batch of coaching is about 40 people.
Right.
So we just guide them step by step how to enter the platform and how to trade. And that's when I realized this is what I like to do. I start to meet people, and I start to meet people who can talk the same thing like me, which is on trading, having the same passion. Because even at that time, when after 1 or 2 years, when I meet back some of my ex-colleagues, I see most of them will talk about, oh, my project is hectic, right? Or they talk about kids.
Right.
Which probably I don't relate as much because I don't have kids at that time. I don't know whether it's an intense stress.
Okay.
So they will talk about jobs, how stressful and so on. I somehow find there's a little bit of a disconnect, although I value meeting up with them. But when I was doing coaching part-time and when I meet other traders, especially when I meet full-time traders, those are not working, I really feel very well connected. I know this is what I want to do. That was how I get started, knowing that I'm interested in coaching. Yeah.
Guys, it's your session.
Yeah.
You can ask her any question. The title is really Getting Out of the Rat Race and Achieving Financial Freedom. Here you got two great people sitting who are actually waiting for your question, to ask any question, because that's free today. Yes. Normally you got to go to her seminars or trading seminars to have a chance to talk to her. Kathleen is extremely busy all day long. I'm happy that you are here today, and not you are here. I'm in your place.
So even though trading doesn't take up, there's a choice that I have today. When I first started, I have to trade more active to build up my capital. But today, I have a choice. So, for example, the last 2 weeks, we went to Fiji to attend.
To where? Fiji?
Fiji, yeah.
Fiji Islands. You want to go trading? Go Fiji Islands.
So, for the 2 weeks, I didn't do any trading.
Wow.
Yeah, because I knew that the Wi-Fi connection is bad, so I closed all my positions.
Right.
We went there, not for vacation, but to attend a Life and Wealth Mastery course from Tony Robbins and to rejuvenate, to cleanse ourselves.
Right.
And reactivate back our energy. And I felt so blessed that I have a choice not to trade, and my income will still be there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you like to achieve financial freedom, so why don't you type in right now in the comment box that you would like to achieve financial freedom. I like financial freedom, or I say I like time freedom, because when you trade, as you mentioned earlier, 1 hour per day to do what you're doing right now, or location freedom, if you would have like a chance to go to the Fiji Islands. Now, that would be wonderful as well, right? Or anywhere else, Maldives or Bali, or maybe just Penang if you like that, all right?
Since you mentioned Maldives, we are actually going to Maldives end of this month. Yeah.
Again, on a holiday.
Yes.
Isn't it wonderful?
This one is a holiday. This is not attending courses. The last time we went there was when I quit Intel. And,
right.
There was something to reward ourselves, right?
That is nice.
It's a paradise, yeah.
What does it take somebody? I mean, you are up, I have to show, you are up there already, okay? Everybody else sits in front of the laptop and on the computer. Everybody dreams about financial freedom. I hear that so often in our NLP training. They want to achieve financial freedom. They work really good towards something. But then they might get started sitting in front of all those spreadsheets, and then the mind might freak out and say, how do I comprehend that? How do I get to where you are? What is the main challenge somebody faces after, for example, attending your training, in getting at least a little bit up to the level where you are? Not immediately, but starting to get to your level.
Okay. First of all, they actually
feel free to also chat there.
And the good news is they don't have to get to my level to be able to make money.
Okay.
Because I just have this passion to master the overall financial instrument and macro trends. But,
right.
Just based on my interest. But for a simple, basic person who started with investing and trading, actually you don't need to have, you don't need to graduate from a finance background, or you don't have to have anything, because about 50% of our students are totally new. Yeah, most people think that investment and trading is something complicated, but to me, it's a lot of common sense and just business sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the common sense around? Because you're right, and most people believe, don't you believe as well, that trading could be complicated? You're looking at those spreadsheets, you don't know where to get started, which company to choose. You mentioned it's common sense. So why?
So I asked, one of the things that really helped me to master this area is I asked a lot of why. Other people can find it intrusive, I went to 11 different trading courses before.
11, okay.
Yes, and I'm still not consistent initially. And I was thinking something must be not right. Yeah.
Okay.
And many people have this belief that if I attend a course, I pay for the course fee. So if I follow, let's say step 1, 2, 3, 4 exactly, then the trade should win.
Right,
and
right,
if
right.
it doesn't, means something is not right. The strategy
Right,
doesn't
okay.
work. Right? Then they may start to go for another training and another training. So a lot of people have the wrong expectations that they will be right. 80 to 100% of the time.
Right. They want to be right.
They want to be right. Yeah. So whenever they have a losing trade, they start to doubt the strategy and they don't want to follow through. Sometimes people will just modify, and people find it hard to take a loss. Yeah. So I gone through the same journey initially, and what really changed me is this determination to figure it out. And I said I do not want to waste time, so I read a lot of interview with top traders. So there's top 50 American traders and also more than top 10 investors.
Right.
And there's a commonality among them. It says 90% of your success is psychology and 10% is strategy.
Wow.
Which means
let's repeat that again. 90% of trading success, most likely also in life, is psychology, what's going on inside here. 10% is technicality. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yes. So which also says you don't have to get complicated with the strategy.
Okay.
You can have a sophisticated trading strategy, but if you cannot follow it, it's a waste.
So when you said earlier, people want to be 100% right, and they cannot fail, and they feel terrible, most likely.
Yes.
That reminds me of school, right? If I don't get an A in class in SPM or in university or whatever, then I'm bad. I failed. Oh no.
Yes.
And that's most likely where it's coming from, isn't it?
Yes.
So school system doesn't support, actually. School system, let me put that out here, drastically speaking, school system does not support financial freedom.
Yes. I just conducted I just conducted a seminar in Penang. And I was asking them, what is holding them back from investing and trading? First they say the fear of losing money, right? And they hear from their friends as the stock market is risky. And I'm very, very sad that this is very pervasive, and that's why I do a free seminar to educate people correctly.
Free seminar.
Yeah, free seminar. Yeah.
BeyondInsights.net, you can find it out. Where are the free seminars? Okay, to get started, get some ideas, and maybe sign up for their courses even.
Yeah, we do, if it's a weekday, we do it 3 hours. Weekend, we do 4 hours to correct the perception of most people. Because I strongly believe that everyone must invest. What is the reason, right? Because, look at our inflation right now, right? It's about 6%. If we put in the bank, it only gives us 3%. Technically, we are losing money every year.
Every year, yeah, absolutely.
How much is the increment for salary? When I was in Intel,
maybe 5.
Yeah, it's the average increment if you are average performer is about 4.5%. And I just met an Inteller last week. It says now it's worse than that. It says, so that can't even cope with inflation.
One more religion available,
yes.
isn't
Unless
it?
you are outstanding, you get 2 to 3 times more.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not for everyone, right? That's like the top 10%. Yeah. So if you don't invest, you won't be able to cope with inflation. Right? Let's look at the house price now, right? It's very unaffordable.
Right.
Yeah. So at least, for us to grow our money, we have to be able to make at least 2 times the inflation rate. So inflation is 6%. So you need to have, you need to invest in something that gives you at least 12%. Ideally 3 times, which is 18%.
Right.
Yeah. So 6% just go to cover inflation, and at least it grow another 6 to 12%.
Right.
So which investing in stock market will give you about 20%. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we talk to Kathleen and Terence about financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, what it takes to get out of the rat race. I'm still waiting for some questions from your side, because currently Kathleen just tells a lot of good stuff, very interesting, but it's about you ultimately. It's about you having your own personal issues. Later on you might want to say your telephone number, email address, so people can contact you to know what it takes to get started. Terence, what was the main issue for you to join Kathleen as leaving also your job? You mentioned 2 years after she started off, you left your job. So there was no more security, because people say, hey, having a fixed income, that's easy. She can just go trading, you support her if she loses money. It's not like that, isn't it? People might think that. It's not like that, okay? So what did it take you to join her?
I was actually quite excited to join her, to be honest.
Speak a bit louder, maybe.
Because the thing about Kathleen is that when she decided that she wants to do trading full time, she actually planned everything. You know, she looked at both our income. She looked at how much she's earning from trading currently, and therefore how long will it take for us to be able to generate sufficient income from the stock market to be able to cover both of our expenses. Meaning to say, I was actually quite comfortable when I step out from my last company to work together on this, and so I think we encourage everyone to do it as well. You know, we sometimes get people that are overly how should I say, enthusiastic or overly excited about achieving their financial dream, you know, after learning all these strategies from us. And a lot of times they jumped in too fast. Yeah. So you also need to understand that it actually takes time for you to be able to get to the stage where you can generate not only a consistent return, but a return that can help you to cover your expenses, so that you have that choice to say whether I still want to continue with my job because I love it, or I want to do something else, right? You want to have that freedom. So we always tell our students that patience is one of the virtues that you need to have. Trading, investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme for sure.
Yep.
And it's just like any other business actually. You need time to build it up.
Yin, you mentioned you can't wait for your coaching with Kathleen. So today you don't need to be patient. Today they can be impatient and asking questions. And of course, Justin, hello to you. Air 5. Yin said she wants to start joining. She looks forward to your coaching in October. You got a session in October?
Yes, you have October is in Penang.
All right, okay. So Yin, you are from Penang. Is it anybody from Penang? Feel free to contact them and join the session.
Yeah. In fact, for KL, our next workshop is next weekend.
Okay.
Oh, this weekend.
This weekend. Still got place?
This weekend, yeah.
Still got place?
Oh, I wanted to check.
So you're rejecting already, okay?
Yeah, we probably have less than 5, but for November is the next batch, yeah.
Okay, so if you are in KL,
yeah,
anywhere in the area.
Penang, we still have some seats, yeah.
Right, but now Kathleen actually got to go to her own stock market trading in about 5 to 6 to 7 minutes. Is that okay? Because we got a quarter to 9
it's
here.
fine, I can, yeah.
So now you still, you have some time to ask questions. Yin, I see the yes only. Come on. Justin, what does it take you to get financially free? Ask a question of how can you create financial free. Everybody can see that.
So what is your greatest, what is holding you back, right? So for many people, what's holding you back from investing?
Or share with us your belief about what investing is to you, or your belief about stock market.
Yes.
When I was playing, I'm saying it purposely right now, the stock market way back when I was working in Singapore, actually, you know. Because my boss was playing it, he was from the US, and he was like making lots of money in Microsoft as well as in Apple at that time. And I was like getting in, not like I'm dramatically much, I'm investing, I'm watching CNBC every evening and I'm following their trading advice. And I actually was one of those few people who believed CNBC by investing in what was the company called?
Enron.
Enron. And I watched it going down from $40 US, and they said like the year 2000 will be Enron's time and will be like going up to I don't know what much, and going down to pennies, and I'm like, oh shoot, and that was my frustration overall. And then going investing overall, I was in Amazon, you know. I got Amazon for $50, it went down to $5 US, and went up again, and I sold it with $80 US. I should have hold on, you know.
Do you know what's the price now?
I don't quite want to know. I think it's really high, 200 or $300 US, maybe even more. No more? 1,000, 2,000. No, cannot
It's
be.
more than $900.
Oh wow! see, and I was happy when it finally broke even at 80. I was like getting a little bit of a profit, and then okay, that's it for stock market trading for me.
Yeah. So that's why it's very important to have a systematic approach. After trading for so many years, I realized that I do not want to just have this trial and error approach, and I know it's very important to have a strategy that you can repeat. Right? So I decipher a 4-step formula for our students, which is STPM. The first step is select, which is select correct stocks.
Okay.
Right. The second one is after you select the best stocks in the US market, right, or can be from any market, then how do you time when to buy, when to sell?
All right, that's the most important part, isn't it?
So there's a fundamental way to do it, and there's also one way, which is you look at the charts. Then the third part is the most important, which is protection.
Okay.
Yes.
That's where most people fail, right?
Yeah.
Like
so,
me.
for example, the first step, you know what to buy. Then the
Okay.
second step, you know when to buy. The third step is how much to buy. Right? And when you're wrong, when do you cut loss?
And that's also an issue, right?
This is the key to your success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say that again to them.
Yeah. This is the key to your success. That's
Okay,
the third
yes,
step,
yes,
protection,
yes.
right?
Protect
So,
yourself.
Yeah,
It's like working, sorry interrupting,
Yeah.
And you believe working is also protecting us, right?
Yeah.
So you also need to have a protection but it's your own personal protection, right? When you trade.
Yes.
You have the
There's actually a
responsibility.
guideline. As a beginner, you do not risk more than 1% of your capital in a trade. Right?
1%.
When you have accumulated profits, then you can start to risk 2%, but not more
Right.
than 2%. That means if this trade goes wrong, it will only impact 2% of your capital. So even 5 consecutive loss is only maximum 10%. Right?
Everybody can afford 10%, right?
Yes. If they can't afford 10%, just limit to 1% per trade.
Right,
Everyone has that
right.
emotional threshold, on money. Some
Right,
people,
right.
some of our students say, they don't care if they lose everything because they're rich, right? The
Okay.
other one could be, this is hard-earned money.
Right.
So
right.
they trade more cautiously. Yeah. And which, the 2% is the maximum threshold. Why does the stock market give people the impression of being risky? Because 95% or above people do not manage risk.
Right.
They just buy.
You don't learn that, right?
Yeah, they don't learn how to select the proper stocks. They don't know when to get in, when to get out. Because I get a lot of questions. Oh, Kathleen, I've entered these stocks, right? So what should I do now? I said you should think about how you're going to get out before you get in.
Right.
But most people get in first and think about how to get out.
Oh, that's okay.
Yes. And
It's
you must
actually
know-
like life, right? We always get into miserable situations, and we wonder how do we get out of that, isn't it? Like
Yes.
life.
Yes. I mean, I've gone through a lot of these mistakes myself, and that's why I know I definitely do not want to repeat these mistakes. And a lot of this I actually learned from the top traders, and
Right.
from my own. I call it paying a lot of tuition fee to the Wall Street.
Okay.
Yeah. But it actually doesn't. That realization I get is really. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Okay.
So it's actually simplifying the process, and it's about following the rules. That's important. I'd like to share with people about, so we talk about select, time, protect. And the last one is, once you know how to protect, you can make it faster.
Okay.
Even though I advocate investing in the US stock market, but US stocks is expensive, especially with our currency dropping so much.
Right.
So, but there's a way to invest or trade in the US stock market with less money. Yeah, there's an instrument called contract for difference, short-term CFD, which you only need about 10% of the stock price to invest in companies like Facebook. That makes it affordable. So that's where if you use less money to invest or trade, you can multiply your money faster.
That's when you lose me, that's when you lose her maybe, and that's why you have to join our training, right?
We see some of our graduates online.
Yeah.
Hello, Crystal. Hi, Jerry.
Nice.
Feel free to share your experience in
Matt as well, I think Matt is also joining them, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Let me give a simple layman way of explaining why stock market works, right? So the first part is, this is really not a rocket science. You just imagine what we're looking for is to buy a company stocks when it's low and to sell it when it's high, right? Yeah. But the question is what drives the stock price to go up? So just imagine you invest in a company and this company makes a profit of 33 cents for every dollar, right? So after 1 year, right, how much is this company worth then? it's 133, right? Because it makes another 33 cents. So it does justify the stock to go up by 133, right? So if this company make 33 cents for the next 3 years, then it has already made another $1, right? So that means from the original $1, add up to another $1 profits, then it's now worth $2. And this is what drives the fundamental value up. And this is what drives the stock price up.
Right.
Although there's no guarantee that the stock price will be exactly $2 in 3 years' time. Because there's something called market sentiment, right? There's all this fear and greed in the market. But the market, the stock price cannot be discounted too much. Because there will be a lot of big funds who will find that this is a great opportunity to buy in. Yeah, because all the big funds' role is, they take your money and they were just looking for great companies to buy at the right price.
Okay.
They're doing exactly what we teach our students.
Right.
So the most important is you need to choose the right company, right? Make sure that it is profitable, right? And it's consistent. And this is what we actually share with our students. There are 5,000 over stocks in the US market, and we have 10 criteria on how to select the best stocks. So there are numbers-based criteria, and those that we evaluate the quality of the company. But for the numbers-based criteria, if you know what you look for, it just takes you 5 minutes to key into the stock screener, and there you can find the top 10 to 15 stocks in the US market. It's not difficult. It just takes us a bit of time to explain to people, why we have those criteria, right? So that they can be flexible to tailor to their needs. Yeah.
First of all, let's shout out to Mike, who gave you a very, very, very nice compliment here.
Oh, hi,
and
Mike.
He thanks you and
Mike.
Darren for
Hi,
opening
Mike.
his mind to boundless freedom and trading that Kathleen can provide. It's wonderful. I think the majority of the fear that we also do have is when we grow up, we always, it comes from my generation as well, or when you hear the news and so on, we hear always about Wall Street, people in coats and jackets and they know everything, and you see funny videos where everybody is like shouting and screaming, and you're sitting here alone with your laptop. How can you compete against the big guys? So automatically there's this fear inside of people of actually getting started, of being alone, competing against those institutions actually, isn't it?
We do have some people asking us, are we at a disadvantage?
We lost it somehow.
The question is, even though we thought that the institution has advantage in terms of their knowledge, but in actual fact, it's harder for them to get in and out because their funds is too huge.
Okay.
Right? It's just too visible when they want to sell the big funds. But we as an individual, we can buy and sell easily, as long as we just go for those high volume stocks. Okay. So we can get out of the market much faster than any institution.
Most likely, yeah.
And their action is actually reflected in the stock chart. So we just need to respect the chart. And one of the hard lessons I learned is no matter how great is the company, we always respect the stock chart. When people sell, you just get out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No if, no but, no else.
Let's slowly get to the end.
Yeah.
Give people what would be 3 things that would you advise people to do to get started immediately to achieve financial freedom?
I think the most important part is to have a strong why.
Strong why? What do you mean by that? Give an example.
There is a strong reason so that you will not do it halfway, right?
The should part comes again, huh?
Oh yes, because we have taught many people, and even when I give a free seminar, right? Not everyone take action. Right. Or even people who attended the course, when they came back from their work, they start to get lazy, right? Then they put their manuals in the shelf, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So the reasons I'm where I am today is because I have a really strong reason. And I just mentioned one earlier, which is I work out my financial plan. And it's not enough. So if you care about your family future, so I strongly urge you to really work out that numbers. And that's what we gave in the free seminar. Get everyone to work out their financial plan. We gave them a template. So most people don't know what they're doing.
Is there a link for a financial template somewhere, a link that they can download and start doing it by themselves anywhere?
Yes, go to our website, www.beyondinsights.net. Look under resources. You'll see a few things there to help you with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
That's a
just go there. After that one, you can go there, not now, all right?
Okay.
What else?
So the other reason is, I know that I do not want to work too long in that stressful environment. Yeah. and I can foresee that if I continue working in Intel, my job is only going to be more stressful. And the other part is it does affect my personal relationship with him. When I'm stressed, I'm no longer that patient, nice wife.
Okay. Should see your face right now, right? I'm not sure if you could see that. Okay.
Yeah, we are very different dynamics. If you know about the disc profile, I'm on the opposite quadrant of him, so that itself already have a challenge. And my work stress in Intel and the fast pace does create some challenge in our relationship. And after 7 years marriage, right? Yeah. You're not in your first 2 years of passion.
Of course, yeah.
So I realized that I need to get out of that stress environment.
Right,
and of course, at that time, I also did a program from Tony Robbins called Deep with Destiny that helps both of us to bring back the passion, which, with God's blessing, now we are 19 years in our marriage and we're still passionate.
Wow,
I think
congratulations.
it's really
Maybe like 19 years, just give her one more like, okay?
Next
or
year
even
is
20 years.
Next year is our 20-year anniversary celebration.
Yeah, give her a big heart for that one already, all right? Yeah, there's one at least coming along.
So,
I give you a heart for that one as well, all right?
So this is really a blessing. So I have that 2 strong reasons. And the other one is when I attend that program, the Day with Destiny, I found was my mission in life and what really bring out the best in me. It's just I want to bring out the best in myself and others so that we can live a more fulfilling life, not just going through the rat race day in, day out, which is what everyone goes through.
Right.
Life is more than that.
Yeah.
So, and because I am so determined on that, even when I came back from work, I have this fire inside of me. Yeah, and I built interest in trading. Some people say, I'm not sure whether I like investment and trading. You just get started and you build the interest, and you don't cycle yourself, right? This can be, this is part of NLP as well. A lot of people keep telling themselves, I don't think this is for me. Oh, this is difficult. They keep telling that and it become a reality.
Absolutely,
so you need to start, trading is interesting. Oh, the market is dynamic. There's so much things to learn. That gets you interested because most people find themselves, dragging themselves to exercise, right? Something they must do but become should, or they drag themselves to something new like this. Anything that people are not confident yet, psychologically you may give yourself a reason that I may not be interested because we do not like to fail. Right. Our subconscious is here to protect us, right?
Right.
So
but it's dragging us to work, actually. Isn't it interesting? Yes, we are dragging us to, it's Monday again. Hopefully it won't be Friday already, right?
Yes. So, the first thing is have a strong why, and the other one is build your belief in it, right? If someone can do it, if I can do it, why not you?
Exactly.
Right? You just have to build the commitment.
Everybody started somewhere, right?
Yes. And, don't be afraid of making mistakes, right? The third one is the determination, the resilience, right? So I would have given up long time ago, if I start losing money and I give up. But the most important thing is, learn from your mistakes. What is the reasons, right, that happened? And I know that, the big part of my problem when I first started is because of money management, right? I did not follow the stop loss rule. I didn't follow when I get into the winning straight, I start to trade more and more, right? It's got overconfident. And the market will teach you a lesson, okay?
Market is punishing.
Yes, but if you're willing to follow the rules, right? And you don't give up just because of 1 or 2 or even 3 losing trades. Because you look at big numbers. In trading, you look at 100 trades. In investment, you need to give it 3 years to grow, not in that 1 year, right? So don't look at your next 1, 2, 3 and give up. Yeah, you must understand the big picture. Convince yourself. If you're not convinced, ask people and ask the right person. Most people, they ask, do you think I should go into trading? And they ask people who are not successful in that, or people who has a lot of fear. Then it causes more fear in you. Ask the people who have been successful in this, right? Then they will give you the right encouragement. Yeah. So I think resilience. I think if I give up, I think I'm where I am today because I never give up. Okay? I just learn from my mistakes. Yeah. That's the key thing.
And if you can add the 4th thing.
Okay.
Hold on before you say the 4th thing. Here comes the 4th thing. When Darren says something, you better listen, okay?
Yes, that should be a very important point.
See, hold on. Terrence is a quiet guy, but if he says something, it's really important. But before he says it, I would like you to be aware that we are first of all, we are posting this video on YouTube anyway. So please go to the YouTube channel, Asia Mind Dynamics, find it out. Subscribe to our channel, register there. You can see lots of videos we are posting aside of interviews only. Also share this video online here on Facebook on your timelines, because more people can watch it then. And then if you still have a question even after we finish this video, type it in, because I'm going to ask Tersley to check it out at a later stage. If somebody is asked a question, they will still go in there and answer the question for you even at a later stage. You want to hear Terence and his wise judgment? Over to you now for however long you need.
So the fourth thing is getting the right education. If you go and ask most of the people who invest in the stock market, you ask them, so how do you decide what to invest in? What would most people tell you? They'll probably say, my friend told me so, or my stockbroker told me so, or my investment banker told me so. And if you look at all these people, these are people that never really make any significant wealth out of it. So what's the reason? The reason is that unless you learn to make all those decisions by yourself, you will not be able to generate the kind of wealth that you want. Especially in this kind of situation and era where we have lots of information overload, right? If you read up news in a newspaper or CNBC or whichever else, you will always see one expert telling you that the market will go up, and there's always another expert who tells you the market's gonna crash.
No, which
soon.
one is it?
And you get totally confused.
So you must find the right way to identify the correct.
Correct.
Decision. You gotta somewhat stick to it, right?
Yes. And a good decision for your friend might not be a good decision to you. Yeah. So that's why education is so important, so that you know what is the best for you.
So a good education for you or a good investment for you might not be good for somebody else, or for somebody else's advice might not fit you, because they are in different situations, environments, strategies, mindsets, right?
Different risk appetite.
Appetite.
Because there's actually long-term investment, mid-term, which is a few months, right? Short-term, which you can hold the positions from 2 days to 2 weeks, and very fast-paced trading, which is you trade for about 1-2 hours a day, and you just close all your positions, right? You don't leave anything overnight. So based on how do you choose which one, right? So it depends on individual character, your capital, and also your time commitment. Right, so each one will choose the one that resonates with them best, and you focus on your strength. Right, don't try to copy another trader. Right, he did well in that area because of his his discipline, his personality. Suits that time frame. It may not suit you. Right, and that's why we teach a few different styles to our people, to our students, so they can choose the right one. And just get over the perceptions that trading or investing is complicated. Right, I started from zero knowledge. And I just get started. Right? You just learn it gradually. I always give this analogy about driving a car. Right? When you first drive a car, is it complicated to you, right? But right now, most people can multitask, right? They can put their lipstick, they can look at their apps, which I don't advise, and it becomes second nature to you. Yeah. And trading will become like now I look at the stock chart. I can feel the risk. Yeah, I can know, this is an opportunity, and it just takes a flip of a few seconds to know what to do. Yeah, it doesn't take that long. It's about practicing, and it can be simple. Most people, makes trading too complicated. You make your trading simple, and the rest is discipline and follow through. Yeah.
What about intuition? Is intuition valuable while trading?
I would say that you should only rely on your intuition after you have enough practice.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's the wrong intuition. It's not this gut feeling. Of course, right now I have this intuition, a sense that the market is not right when it doesn't behave the way it should be. Because I have seen enough times of that. When it doesn't behave, then I know something is not right.
Okay.
So I will not take
that much
of decisions.
Important. Okay.
So it's called unconscious competence, right? Which is you have to do it enough times. But you will definitely get there, right? I mean, just remember, everyone started from scratch.
Right.
So,
Thanks, Crystal.
Okay.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
I think we'll let her go now.
Okay.
One more time, please share this video. Share your website one more time. I'm posting it anyway. Share it right now that you guys can check it out immediately.
Okay. Yes, it's www.beyondinsights.net. Yeah.
Beyond Insights.
Yeah, insights. Yeah, insights.
.net, more than one, okay?
Yes, and for those of you who are interested to find out more about what it takes to invest or trade, right? We do have a free seminar on this 20th September at 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at our office. Yeah.
In the office here in KL, right?
Yeah, in
okay.
Jaya 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Jaya 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we also have one in Penang for those who are in Penang on the different dates. If you're interested, you can post it. And this is a free seminar. Our goal is to educate people first, to get people to really work out their financial plan. Yeah. So, and the next one is to share with them this 4-step process so that they understand what it takes, and then you can decide whether this is really for you. Yeah.
Right. Okay, the stock market is opening soon. Thank you very much for watching. Next week we're gonna, okay, Justin, thank you very much. Yes, he typed it in as a comment even. Wonderful. Thank you, Justin. You are in Ipoh. You can just drop by in Penang if you are interested. These are wonderful people. Also learn NLP from us, so you both can share each other's, and I think they are going to look out for you maybe even also.
Yes, by the way, I've learned NLP practitioner and
master
coaching,
practitioner.
and also master practitioner and coaching from Andreas and his wife Nadia. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, great teacher, yes.
Have fun, create your life, and let them go for trading and whatever else you're planning to do. And I gotta sneak over to the phone to press the bye-bye button, alright?
Okay,
Bye,
bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you for
your
joining.
company.